Out. Yay. Shield, knowledge. I don't remember what this one does, and... No, this uses my black holes. I don't wanna... What kind of punishment system is failing a quest? More concepts are born. Oh, yeah, I gotta... Who's punishing humanity with... weaponizing concepts against humanity itself? Accelerator's fun. It originates from the god of the universe, who after 101 concepts being added, he destroys the world and everything starts over. Undead lives through all of it. But some rewards can erase some concepts to make things last longer, like recently it erased the concept of language, so everyone can speak the same language now. Otherwise, there are secret items that have powers. Erasing concept, though. Like if they were to erase the concept of death, then that would mean everybody stays alive. If they were to erase the concept of gender, gender doesn't exist anymore. If they were to erase the concept of luck, what the fuck? Negators, they are immune to the changes made and know how things were before the change. Okay, that is helpful. At the very least, that's helpful information. Also, when you say it, undead lives through all of it, do you mean undead lived through the... Hold on. Through the world being destroyed and being restarted? Like, how many times has undead seen the world end and be reborn? Snowy and the other thing... So what's his end goal? To keep the world as alive as long as possible? Or does he just... What does he do? What do he do? Oh, that was a grenade. Yes. Don't know how many times the world looped, but he lived through each time. And he fucking hates it, I'm assuming. Hehe. Right, size up means that the size of the explosions become bigger, so it hits more people. Alright, size up it is. He lived through each time, or at least since the concept of since, or at least since, the concept of death was created, because maybe actually no, never mind. No, hold on. What if let's say for example the first time that the world was restarted, the concept of death was not one of the concepts that was for lack of a better word, chosen? Question mark. So let's say at the second time the Earth was restarted, then the concept of death appeared, and he gained the power to negate death. Did that make any fucking sense? Jesus. First I'm going to say he has an item lodged in his head, basically giving him brain damage. That locks away his real personality, who essentially given up, and the one who currently is out essentially is trying to find a way to die. Anytime any story has somebody that has something launched in their head and changing their personality, I'm immediately gonna think of Phineas Gage. My guess is the concept of death was there the first time Undead was there, then he got his negator ability and he was stuck in the loop. I mean, yeah, that definitely makes logical sense. If the ability can only be passed down if the person who has the ability dies, but the power itself is not dying, then that ability can never be passed down. So Undead is the first person to ever get the negating ability of death, and the only user who has the ability to negate death. Or until he actually finds a way to, you know, die. Apparently they are trying to kill God to stop all of this. Killing God is always a fun premise. Surprised you never asked about the other negator abilities. I was way too focused on these ones and how the fuck they happen in the first place. I like knowing the system before asking the specifics, because knowing the system makes everything much easier to understanding the specifics. Also, what if somebody... Okay, no. Probably not. I already answered my own question. Has anybody received the ability to negate life on themselves? The concept of life being negated on oneself. If I'm guessing by undead, the concept of death is negated automatically. What if somebody has the ability to negate life on themselves automatically? Then that person would just immediately die, then the power would be passed on to another person who would immediately die, who would pass the power on to another person who would immediately die, who would pass the power on to another person, etc., until every person in the world is dead. So that means that's probably not something that happened. Unless it did happen, leaving undead as the only person alive, and the god just had to restart because there was nobody left. Did that make sense? Did that make stupid amount of sense, but sense nonetheless? Because I'm laughing at that. I'm laughing because that sounds so fucking stupid. I'm definitely going all out on Shinobi. I don't think that's a thing also too... Two things, not all concepts have a thing that is negated, like there are concepts for each of the 4 seasons, but there isn't someone who negates them. And also not all the things negated are active concepts being embodied. Are active concepts being embodied by a monster. So if a concept is being embodied by a monster... Sorry, so if the concept of death was being embodied by a monster, that would mean... you just have death. Like the Grim Reaper. Sort of death. That's a silly idea. The personification of autumn, for example. Or the personification of life, that whatever they step, life sprouts out. Or just like a Gaia type of deity. Concept of decay, but we don't know if that counts as a death. Some concepts are bound to sound kinda similar between each other. Like decay and time. Both of them are gonna cause something to slowly rot away or grow older and decay. Unless decay works differently than that. I need another weapon. Sure, laser. Laser's good enough for now. Forgot to mention that the artifacts that are giving us rewards are stuff created by the god to give them a chance to kill him before he kills everyone. Also, some artifacts give knowledge when you touch them. What kind of knowledge are we talking about? Also, why would the god give them the chance to kill him? Is this just a massive game by the god, or does the god want them to kill him? Probably a game to him. Let's see how long it takes them to kill me. Lol, Lamau. Or maybe he just expects that they will never be able to kill him, but he likes the high of the danger. Oh, but what if they do? They're never gonna do it, but what if they do? Ooh, how exciting. Sort of like that. emulating the feeling that of like gambling, except he knows he's never gonna lose. Projectile speed? I need more projectiles in general. How many items? 8 out of 12. That's fine. Be careful. Okay, well, there goes the flawless. Like, lightly tapping also works. Okay, well, not there, because I'm an idiot. Or maybe he's just a masochist and wants to see how bad they can hurt him. Oh yeah, this thing can definitely fuck me up. You should definitely use it against me. It'll be so cool. Fuck. This one doesn't give knowledge, but I should tell you about one artifact that allows one person to survive the loop and go to the next one for a limited number of times. A limited number of retries on loops. You fudge. Not that good. XP, that's not bad. Attack size, -10 for more projectile speed. What projectiles do I have? Shinobi, bouncy balls, the earmuffs, flamethrower. For one upgrade of weapon size. Not a bad deal. So who currently has the artifact to survive? And are they a friend of undead? What about the concept of free will? What about the concept of free will? Does anybody have the ability to negate, or has the free will negated, or is the embodiment of free will? Fuck it. Don't remember her name, so I'll just call her Unjustice. And not Injustice? Why the fuck does this thing give me 6 more HP? That sucks. She hasn't, and she was friends with Undead's original personality the first few loops, but Undead wants to kill her now so she doesn't have to suffer anymore. Is he successful in killing her? Or is she just running away because she doesn't want to get killed by the person that was a really good friend of her? Ultra Buster? Ultra Buster. Ah, more cooldown. Oh, less cooldown? Whatever. He wasn't successful because he's being suppressed by the other personality. Okay, so the other personality still has a say in the matter. Alright. Good to know. That's an important thing to know. The original personality is named Victor. The other personality is named Andy. Andy is the one that's just bumbling about, and Victor is the one that's inside. Also, no, the other personality, or Andy, doesn't really have a say, he just has control of the body. And Victor is the thing in his head. Separation of body and mind. Fuck-a-duck, okay. Oi howdy, this is not going great. Sometimes takes a thing out of his head since it unlocks his experience, and also Victor is much stronger and much more experienced than Andy. Thing out of his head unlocks. Wait, so what does the thing in the head actually do? Got a bit confused there. What's the actual purpose of the thing in the head? And also what it is, the thing in the head, so we just don't have to stop referring it as the thing, and more of the what actually is the thing. Alright, sure, 2 grenades at once. don't know yet. We don't know what the thing is? Like a thin cube. Like a thin square rod. Probably an artifact. Let's just call it a rod. Like phone shaped. Like a slab. Let's just call it an artifact. The head art... No, it's... But I guess just calling it the thing. The head thing is easier than anything else. Slab is a better term. Alright, slab it is. My game's struggling. Is it having a hard time going at a normal speed or what? Okay, so what does the slab actually do? What happens when the slab is inside the head? It definitely feels slower. Okay, there we go. It's because there were way too many numbers everywhere. Alright. I too, probably. And... inside the head, suppresses Victor's personality, memories, and experience, which just leaves Andy left. But Victor can still have somewhat of a say. Also seems to be unbreakable. But still, Victor is still in there and can direct certain things, right? A translator? A translator. Yeah, sure. It's too late for Shrapnel shells. Rusty cone, I suppose. Poisonous forever. Walkie-talkie. Poisonous forever Mark II. Become the shinobi. And the fucking crown because... fucking... fuck. Victor is aware of Andy and what's going on. But he can't do anything while it's jammed inside his head. It's this... okay, I can't drive and read at the same time. Don't read and drive, kids. Also, don't drive in general if you're a kid. Oop. You've heard of drunk driving. Now, how about literary driving? I don't know where I'm going with that. Aware of Andy and what's going on, and I say, hey, but he can't do anything while it's jammed inside his head, and it's the same for Andy when it's not jammed inside the head. But Victor can still communicate with Andy while the slab is on, like having two voices in the head. Like, Victor can yell at Andy to not fucking kill somebody. And Andy's like, okay, fine, Jesus, stop yelling at me. Is that a possibility? Slot module, less black holes, I don't like that. Let's pick up radius for more movement. I mean, not a bad deal. And more XP or less health. Also not a bad deal. You really want some speed. Speed is super fucking good here. Weapon size is more fun. Completely suppresses Victor, so that's why I think it's an artifact, not including the fact it's unbreakable, but then again, that could be a negator ability. Drinking water. Couldn't be a negator ability. Because a person can only have one negator ability at a time. I mean, these enemies are the least annoying. Statue here doesn't really do much for me, but introducing this enemy into the ecosystem is less damaging to me. Negator abilities stop when they die. If you're going to read, stop by the side of the road. Negator abilities stop when they die, so if someone had an ability that made it indestructible, like unbreakable or unchanged, it won't break, but they would die in a few hundred years, and we know Andy has been around for 200 years. So as soon as the person that made it unbreakable dies, anything that is unbreakable becomes breakable again? Yeah, they stop when they die. So it can't be something made by a negator. It has to be an artifact. Otherwise, there's no way it would have that strong enough an ability. Also, I like the fish sometimes switch sides for no reason. Cute fish. Wait, 200 years? What's the average amount of time that an Earth lives? What's an average amount of time a loop exists? That's a better word. Out of control. Many centuries unless... Yep. Many centuries and one loop was just a massive fuck up, and he's sort of new to the world. So, what is his name? So Victor has been around for a long fucking time, but Andy has been around for only 200 years. Is that the thing? Alright, it might be time to switch up my strategies. Also meant to say 300. So Victor has been around the world multiple times, and then suddenly out of fucking nowhere, another personality hijacks his body, and he's super fucking pissed about it. How many times has Victor looped around trying to find a way to kill God, and then suddenly, boop, Andy. How the fuck do you jam a slab into somebody's head? With excessive force. Right. Well, ask a question again. The last question I remember asking is, how the fuck do you shove a slab into somebody's head? And I automatically answered myself with excessive force. Or are we talking about a different question? Because if it's a different question, then I don't remember. Do we even know how... Do we know when and how the slab got lodged into the skull? And brain, maybe? How far does it go? How deep is that fucking thing in there? Also, another question I just remembered because I do have two questions I need to ask. First question, why the fuck doesn't Victor just get rid of the slab? Whenever Andy decides to take it off so Victor can take control because he's more experienced. Why doesn't he just throw it away? Flamethrower, Shinobi, not that one. And this one. All the projectiles acting faster, or more chance to freeze, or more... Well, this do that. Quicker kills. Whee! Yep. Nope, wrong way. Boy, there is no right way. I am 2 hits away from death. On the bright side, my bonuses are nearing their peak. There is a thing, at least 2 things, somewhere around here. I am 1 hit away from death. Victor hasn't gotten control ever since Andy has been around, besides once, but the Union, a group of negators trying to stop the end of the world, took him down. Victor hasn't gotten control ever since Andy has been around, besides once. But the Union, a group of negators trying to stop the end of the world, took him down. Why would they have to take down Andy? Does Andy not care about the end of the world? And thus the Union was trying to get Victor again? Route that. Okay. Bing bong. Really nice. Sure, why not? I do like this. This one's unnecessary. This one's unnecessary. Pick up range. More XP from these guys. That thing, or... Parasite exclusive, I don't know about that one. This one, then... Lightning in the start, that was always nice. XP, the breeze ahead, your XP radius are instantly destroyed. Maybe, but maybe not. 5 XP, always nice. Magnetize. More XP. Give or take that one. Statue on drills are nice, 10% yada yada. I don't know when I get to this one, so... I don't really take core that often, so this one's the more useful one. It's wrong to say they don't care about Andy since they've captured him before and experimented on him, probably to complete a quest, but they specifically went after Victor because he was an active danger. Why was Victor an active danger in stopping the end of the world? Does Victor not care about the end of the world? Does Victor want the end of the world? Meow. Damage. What are the other branches? More speed, more dodge. More speed. Like a lot more speed. Even more speed. More speed. And bullet time. An active danger in general, but he did mention before he does want to kill Injustice, who's a big player in stopping the end of the world and has given up on his goal, stopping it because he believes it's truly impossible. And the Union is telling him to fuck off. We're trying to do our best here. Injustice hasn't given up, but Victor has. Okay. Did I even change anything in the loader, or am I still going with the same